Kurds are a non-Arab Middle Eastern minority who inhabit a region known as Kurdistan, or Land of the Kurds, as their homeland. Kurdistan is an extensive plateau and mountain area that cuts across international borders. The region forms part of 6 different countries: northern Iraq, northwestern Iran, eastern Turkey, Azerbaijan, northern Syria, and Armenia. The majority of Kurds practice Sunni Islam. A minority are Shia Muslims. There are also some Christian and Jewish Kurds, but these are a very small minority. A religion unique to the Kurds is Yazdanism, or Cult of the Angels. There are 3 modern religions that fall under Yazdanism. All share the common belief that 7 angelic beings protect the world. Yazdani tradition is polytheistic and has been influenced by Islam, Zoroastrianism, and possibly Hinduism. The Kurds have never had their own sovereign country, but they have their own language and culture. They are largely Sunni Muslims, but a religion called Sufism is also widely practiced. The Kurdish language is an Iranian dialect that is similar to modern Persian. The name Kurd is not officially recognized in the countries in which they live. For example, the Turks call them Turkish Highlanders, and the Iranians call them Persian Highlanders. Despite their lack of political unity throughout history, the Kurds have resisted being absorbed by other nations. But as individuals and in small groups, they've had a lasting impact on developments in Southwest Asia. Saladin, who gained fame during the Crusades for recapturing Jerusalem from the Christians, is perhaps the most famous of all Kurds. Although they're traditionally nomadic, the Kurds were forced into farming by the redrawing of state borders at the end of World War I in 1918. For many years, the Kurds struggled to free themselves from Ottoman rule. They were almost destroyed by the Turks in the years between 1915 and 1918, so they were happy when Turkey was defeated in World War I. And when U.S. President Woodrow Wilson supported independence for non-Turkish nationalities in the Ottoman Empire, the Kurds brought their claims for independence to the 1919 Paris Peace Conference. Plans for a Kurdish state were promised in 1920 by the Treaty of Sèvres, which officially dissolved the Ottoman Empire, but those plans were never realized. Kurds living in Turkey, Iran, and Iraq have been persecuted over the years and pressed to become part of the countries in which they lived. On the orders of Saddam Hussein, Iraq attacked the Kurds during the Iran-Iraq War, which took place between 1980 and 1988, and again after the Persian Gulf War in 1990 and 91. In that last attack, Saddam used biological weapons against the Kurds, and that became one of the war crimes for which the Iraqi people later executed him. Although most Kurds live in Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and Syria, some Kurdish people lived in the Soviet Union before its collapse. The Soviet Kurds who lived in the former USSR were separated from their Middle East brethren for so long that they came to be considered as a separate ethnic group. Younger generations of Soviet Kurds living in larger cities have grown up speaking both Russian and Kurdish. In the current Russian Federation, Kurds are frequently the targets of racial violence. Although the Armenian Kurds are Sunni, the Central Asian and Azerbaijani Kurds are Shiite. The issue of an independent state for the Kurds still causes tensions in Iraq and Turkey, and Kurdish communities all over the world still call for a political solution to the Kurdish issue.